All right, today we are talking about a really huge moment for one of the world's most watched companies. We're talking about Berkshire Hathaway, a name that's basically synonymous with stability and long-term thinking. Well, right now it's going through a massive leadership transformation, and we're going to break down exactly what's happening and, why it really matters. It's the ultimate question, isn't it? For any company that's been on top for a long time. How do you pass the torch without dropping it? How do you hand over the reins without losing the magic that made you great in the first place? Well, that is precisely what Berkshire Hathaway is dealing with, and the moves they're making are absolutely fascinating to watch. So, the news is officially out. Berkshire just announced a whole series of high-level appointments that ripple across the entire company. We're talking everything from its massive insurance businesses all the way up to the corporate C-suite. And let me be clear, this is not just some minor shuffle. This is a big, bold signal that the next generation is stepping up and taking the controls. So, where do we start? Well, let's start where the money is really made, inside the operational businesses. We're seeing some pretty significant changes at the top of two of Berkshire's most important divisions. First up, the big one, GEICO. Todd Combs, who's been the CEO since 2020, is moving on to a new role over at JPMorgan Chase. And his replacement, Nancy Pierce, a true GEICO veteran. Now, this is a really interesting contrast, right? Combs is heading outside the Berkshire family, while Pierce has been inside GEICO since 1986, working her way all the way up from COO. This is such a classic Berkshire move, promoting a deep insider who knows the business absolutely cold. And you can just tell how much confidence they have in this decision. Listen to this from Ajit Jain, the guy who oversees all of Berkshire's insurance operations. He describes Nancy Pierce with words that are just pure Berkshire: practical, decisive, and focused on results. I mean, there's no fluff there. They believe she is the person to steer that massive ship forward. And at the same time, it's really clear that Todd Combs is leaving on great terms. Warren Buffett himself praised Combs, saying he broadened its horizons. This quote just perfectly captures the Berkshire way, doesn't it? Even when there's a big change, it's all about mutual respect and acknowledging top talent. Okay, so let's pivot now to the other side of the empire, the non-insurance businesses. And this is just a vast, sprawling collection of companies. And to help manage it all, Berkshire is actually creating a whole new leadership layer. Adam M. Johnson is stepping into this brand new role.
So who's Adam Johnson? Well, surprise, surprise, he's another Berkshire insider. He has spent nearly 3 decades at NetJets, which is the private jet company Berkshire owns. And get this, he's not even leaving his job as CEO of NetJets. He's adding this massive new responsibility on top of it. He's now going to be supporting the leaders of 32 different consumer businesses. This move is all about streamlining things and putting a proven winner in a really key spot.
Okay, let's zoom out from the individual businesses and head to corporate headquarters in Omaha. Because the changes happening here, well, they might be even more significant. They're reshaping the very top of the company's entire structure. This is a huge one. Mark Hamburg, the CFO, is getting ready to retire after 40 years with the company. Let that sink in. 40 years. That kind of long-term service is almost unheard of at this level. His retirement really does mark the end of an era for Berkshire's financial leadership. And you just have to read this quote from Warren Buffett to get a sense of how important Hamburg has been. Indispensable, his integrity and judgment are priceless. This isn't your standard corporate farewell message. This is a deep, profound thank you for a 4-decade partnership at the absolute highest level of business. And in true Berkshire fashion, they are not leaving anything to chance here. This timeline shows you just how carefully they've planned this out. It's a meticulous, year-long handover. The new CFO, Charles Tang, will start in mid-2026 and then work side by side with Hamburg for a full year. That ensures a totally smooth and stable transfer of knowledge, which is so crucial for a company of this size. Now, this next move, this is a really big structural shift. For the very first time, Berkshire Hathaway is creating the position of general counsel. They're bringing in a chief lawyer to work in-house. This is a fundamental change to how the company has been run for decades. So, why is this such a big deal? Well, as you can see, Berkshire has famously run an incredibly lean corporate office, always relying on outside law firms. So bringing this top legal role inside the company is a major act of modernization. It's like they're recognizing that in today's complicated legal world, having a dedicated top lawyer on the team isn't a luxury anymore. It's a necessity. And the person they picked for the job is really telling. Michael O'Sullivan is coming over from Snap Inc., a modern tech company. But before that, he spent more than 20 years at Munger, Tolles, and Olson, which is the law firm that was so deeply connected to Berkshire through the late, great Charlie Munger. So you get this perfect blend, new world tech experience mixed with old world Berkshire DNA. So you take all these different pieces and you put them together. The GEICO change, the new non-insurance role, the CFO transition, the new general counsel. What's the big picture here? What is all of this really telling us about the future of Berkshire Hathaway? It really boils down to 4 key things. 1, the succession plan is getting more concrete, more visible than ever before. 2, they're being super strategic, mixing loyal insiders like Pierce and Johnson with key outsiders like O'Sullivan. 3, the whole corporate structure is modernizing, especially with that new general counsel role. And 4, the most important one, the next generation of leaders is officially taking the controls. This isn't some plan for the distant future anymore. This is the future happening right now. So the pieces are falling into place. A new team is stepping out from the shadows of legends, and the company is being reshaped to last for the next generation. But of course, the billion-dollar question remains. Can this new team actually continue the unbelievable, unparalleled legacy of Berkshire Hathaway? Well, only time is going to tell.